Hi there, guys. So the North American Twitter account just put up a Twitter challenge in which they ask for 80,000 followers by the 5th. Sorry, by the 8th of this month. American. And if they do that, we'll get an additional 2,000 joules and our third free Mickey and Brooms medal. It's a bit of a lofty goal, if you ask me, just because they're not even at 63,000 followers now, and that number's gone up probably about 600 in the last hour, just due to this campaign. They're essentially asking for an additional, if we round that down to 60,000, additional like 33% of their entire Twitter followers, an increase of that amount. At a point where, if anything, excitement for the game is not exactly high. Like, we just had our brilliant anniversary, which didn't exactly have a lot of content, and if you can see people bitching on Reddit and bitching on Discord and here, there, and everywhere, people are uninstalling the game, well, it sounds like by the droves. I mean, who knows how much that actually translates to people on Reddit doing it for not attention, but just to make their disappointment heard. Who knows how many people are actually doing it, but maybe this is in response to that. Who knows if they're going to hit it, and honestly, it'd be kind of embarrassing if they don't. If they put out this massive challenge saying, hey, let's get to 80,000 followers, and then it just doesn't happen. I'm sure it will, though. I'm sure the dedicated people that are willing to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this game are probably going to pay for a few bot farms to get the required number if it looks like it won't reach it. But what is 2,000 joules worth to us? It's worth one pull off the current deal, which, as many of you know, is effectively worthless. I haven't posted all my pulls yet in a video, but I've done 4 now, and they're just garbage. Like, they're really just atrocious pulls. And there was a brilliant write-up post yesterday on Reddit by World in Shambles again, who I've referred to before, and he just compiled all the effectively failure videos of people pulling without receiving HD Nominee. And yeah, if you're doing it for the 2,000 joules, I wouldn't spend them on this banner. I mean, if you're just like, hey, it's a free pull, if I get her, I get her. If you go in with the understanding that you will not get her, then sure, why not? Spend them on this banner. But the smart thing to do is honestly to save them up, because this banner is atrocious. Here's my theory. So usually when we spend 3,000 joules to get 10 medals, we have a certain rate of getting the particular banner medal. We have a certain rate of getting associated premiums. But if they're like, okay, so the average price of pulling from this banner is now lower, therefore the rewards you should get from it are now lower. So even though it is a quote-unquote falling price deal, the value of your medals per joules hasn't exactly increased. It's still the same as it was before. So you have to do, let's say you do 10,000 joules, let's say you do 12,000 joules worth of pulls in a usual banner, that's 4 pulls. You're going to get the same amount of value, quote unquote, as you would from 5 or 6 pulls from this banner. Just because, I don't know, it seems like all the pulls that I've seen have been really, really bad. Maybe it's just me, but I haven't got a single tier 5 medal. Whereas on the previous banner, I got more tier 5s than I got tier 4s when I did my 5 pulls from the Kari banner. And again, I could have been very, very lucky, but it seems like the pull rates for this are just exceptionally low. Like, across the board, people are getting horrific luck. So it's either luck or it's just they have nerfed the pull rate into the ground. But anyway, I've talked about that a little bit. Let's talk about something else. Oh, also, before I forget, I just wanted to say, like, what's the point of having a Twitter account with lots of followers behind it if no one's playing the actual game? Like, I don't know, are there like higher-ups in the Square Enix organization that are like, well, we don't understand what Twitter is, but if we have more followers, that's a good thing, and it looks impressive to, I don't know, to our shareholders? I don't know. What do I know about anything? I'm just some freaking YouTube guy. But I don't know, it just seems like such backwards logic. Like, we're going to piss off all the fan base, make them all uninstall the game. We just did like an email campaign getting us to all sign up for emails, which I guess they're just not going to use that email account sign up thing anymore, even though we got 60,000 people signing up to emails. maybe they're worth less than Twitter followers. Like, who knows? Who knows? So, yeah, I don't understand the logic behind trying to get people to follow your Twitter if that's just more people that are going to flame you on every single post, going like, I'm unsatisfied, I'm unsatisfied, I'm unsatisfied. Let's look at the comments for one of these things. Sorry, if that's just more people that are going to flame you, like, let's just look at the very last, the announcement of VIP and Jewel Quest. Let's just have a look. One guy said thank you. Hey, it's Joey, I know that guy. From Kingdom Hearts Insider. Joey's optimistic, but let's see if anyone else is optimistic about it. Let's have a quick look. When will we get the rest of the anniversary? Need to do something to make up for it. Yeah, people are just like, they're not exactly happy about it. It's just more people on Twitter that are just gonna... There you go. Why do you want more people to follow you on Twitter if almost all the response on Twitter is negative, telling you how you're doing a shit job? I don't understand. I don't understand why you'd want more followers, but yeah. It's probably on a spreadsheet somewhere. More followers means more social media presence, means more money somehow, even though only the core people are funding this game. So anyway, I don't understand. Anyway, let's talk about the Coliseum. So here's the official notice. We have more Twitter events planned in the future, so if you aren't already following, there's no better time to start. I don't know, everything they say on Twitter, they say a couple hours later on the notices anyway, and the notices are forced upon you when you open the app, so I don't understand. Anyway, I've bitched about this enough, let's move on. So the Coliseum seems to be interesting this month, in that it's lowered the amount of rounds in the earlier tiers, being tier 11 and tier 12. So tier 12 I'm on now. I've only really just been playing for like 10-15 minutes, and I'm already in tier 12. Which seems to only have 100 rounds. I believe tier 11 had less than that as well. I only had 30 or something, I believe. And it looks like when you clear him, if you do it in one turn, you unlock 7 rounds at a time, which is fantastic. It hasn't been too difficult to one turn anything just yet. I mean, as you just keep going through, it's all pretty simple to one turn the stuff. And then you'll get to a point where it's like, okay, I can't keep one turning anymore. A lot of people have been saying, though, a really good technique is to bounce from, because you're unlocking 7 rounds at a time, if you bounce from round 16 to round 1 every time. And let's have a look at that. Okay, so I'll clear out this round and I should see them both at the same time. So that's what I'm talking about, being unprepared. This Black Copter fleet here with 190 bars of HP had, sorry, 190, level 190, had... I believe it was 16 bars of HP. And let's compare that to the same round level of Pumpkin Soldiers. Let's have a quick look. So the Pumpkin Soldiers are 2 single targets, and essentially they're going to have not much health, and they're going to have, well, at my current level, they have 2 levels of PSM defense up. This is a really easy target to clear out, really simply, guys. Bring along a single target magic metal. You're pretty much right to go. If you need a times 3 buffer, Sebastian Key Out 5, Illustrated Kyrie, Ariel and Flounder, you know, all that good stuff by now. If you picked up a Tyrie, lovely, you can restore your gauges, but she's definitely not necessary. I just got a regular buffer there, whatever. And 2 single target attackers. I'm not going to need any of this power yet. This is way too much overkill, but I'm just going to show you what the basic idea behind taking these guys out is. If you have like a Bell or an Illustrated Beauty and Beast medal, anything with the spell, that's all very useful. I'm just going to, like I said, go overkill here to show you how I'm going to be taking these guys out for pretty much every round. Like I said, they're going to be really easy at the moment, but they'll gain health later on. There we go. Extremely easy. So next one, exactly the same routine. Get rid of that PSM defense. Again, I've got double cast Cinderella and Jack, but it's completely unnecessary. You don't need anything near this amount of power to take these guys out. Without even an optimized setup, easily defeated them. Okay, cool. So that should unlock us 7 rounds. There we go, cool. So that will take us over that Black Copter fleet and into the next round. Because obviously the Coliseum has 10 rounds that are just effectively eternally on repeat. So let's have a look at round 1. Okay, so we've just hopped over round 20. I mean, for me, I'll probably go and attack this round here for a bit longer, The only thing you've got to worry about that is the Dark Plant. The Dark Plant gains HP really, really rapidly. And in the Colosseum in general, they're the only really things you have to worry about. All the small fry here, the Poison Apple, the Ice Plant, the other Poison Apple. The Poison Apples are easy. The Ice Plant is actually funny because it has like an enemy within that Ice Plant enemy that you deal like one hit to it and it kills everything else for you. It's really interesting. I've never encountered that enemy before. But if we do this one here, that's what everyone's talking about. So let's give this one a go. Okay, it's the same again. 3 single target enemies without too much health. Like it's going up, but it isn't going up an insane amount the way the Black Copter Fleet, for example, is. So we should be able to take this out with relative ease. Bring your single target setup again. Bring some debuffs for that Black Copter on its own. You're right to go. And that will again allow you to skip over back to the other Pumpkin Soldier round. So it's just going to be repeating that until you can no longer one-turn them. And that could be a while. You could really be going for quite a long time until you can't one-turn them. It's going to be a really interesting Colosseum month because as long as you don't get caught anywhere, and by caught I mean as long as you continue to one-turn everything to keep unlocking the 7 rounds, like what you definitely don't want to do is get stuck on an enemy that you can't beat. You just want to keep one-turning wherever possible and just keep leapfrogging over the guys that you can't beat until you come to a guy that you can beat in one turn. And again, just keep leapfrogging over everything. I can see the numbers for this Colosseum going up extremely high, and especially given that second chance. Fucking hell. Especially seeing that second chance 2 is in the Colosseum rewards for this month. I can seriously see that being very competitive. It's the kind of medal where any more than 1 copy is great, but just having 1 copy is super important. Because it takes away so much of the RNG behind using second chance. Like, I think I showed you in that skill video last week, but having second chance with plus 21 skill perks equipped is fantastic. It gives you like an 80% chance of surviving. So, again, round 6, round 1, round 6, round 1, round 6, round 1, and you can just keep leapfrogging your way all the way up to tier 13 and beyond. A guy in my party's already got to like level 500 enemies, or something like that, and he just keeps one-turning. It's not hard, it's just time-consuming, really. But fortunately, the Colosseum is the only thing that remained at 0 AP, so give it a go. You've got a month. That one wasn't too bad. Like, if you start to get stuck, that one wasn't too bad. You just need a area of effect attack medal, like Hurricane Field, for example. I haven't tried all of these, but effectively, like, Maleficent would do pretty well there. Classic Donna would do pretty well there. Single Pumpkin Soldier, I believe he's a bit stronger than the dual Pumpkin Soldiers, but I could be wrong. Yeah, they're typically pretty rough, especially if they have, like, the preemptive attack from last time. I talked about that round already. But again, I mean, just keep pushing, essentially. Just keep on pushing. You never know what kind of medal we're going to be getting this month, Organization 13-wise. It's going to be Lexeas, or however you say his name. He's going to be a reverse power medal, and he could potentially be power. He could be, he could be single target, he could be area of effect, we don't know yet, so he could be a game changer for the Colosseum. Like I said, he could be very easily able to take out, where is it, this round here, or he might not, we don't know. So, I'll leave you with that, guys. A bit of a all over the place video, but anyway, still no events to cover, so I gotta do something. Alright guys, I'll talk to you soon. All the best. Bye.